Hi, my name is Christopher Bickley. I'm a partner at Conyers Dill Pearman, an offshore law firm. Although I'm from Bermuda, I've been practicing offshore company law here in Hong Kong for the last 14 years. My particular expertise is in the area of corporate finance and listing of companies on various exchanges around the world. I'm here to introduce my book on offshore company law in Bermuda, the British Virgin Islands, and the Cayman Islands. The book is on company law in these jurisdictions. However, as I've been practicing in Hong Kong for the last 14 years, it has a particular emphasis in the Asian region and listings here in Hong Kong. Offshore companies have been much in the news recently. A lot of the press has been negative. However, the widespread use of offshore companies in global financing transactions is a testament to demand for such structures, which need to be flexible, dependable, and tax neutral. As aptly highlighted by Warren Buffett, the tide of the world economies has gone out and left many businesses painfully exposed. This downturn has also affected the offshore jurisdictions. Many global groups have now stopped forming offshore companies and have retrenched. Also, this has highlighted the offshore jurisdictions and their uses. Many politicians have unfairly blamed offshore jurisdictions for many of the world's problems today. The development of offshore jurisdictions can be traced to three particular characteristics. The first, sensible and sound laws based on English common law principles. Two, a partnership between government and the private sector. And three, tax neutrality. Bermuda, B.V.I. and the Cayman Islands have all done their utmost to make sure that their legislation is as user-friendly as possible. It's no coincidence that all three jurisdictions are small. This has allowed the government and the private sector to get together to make sure that the legislation is as user-friendly as it can be. One of the advances recently has been the elevation of these jurisdictions to the OECD whitelist in relation to tax practices. There have been a number of major developments in the offshore jurisdictions over the last couple of years. In particular, with the recent downturn in the world economy, there has been a focus towards restructuring and insolvency. In particular, over the last year, there have been a couple of cases in Bermuda, B.V.I. and the Cayman Islands dealing with investment funds and them being able to deal with redemption requests from investors. In addition, the Cayman Islands Companies Law has had two major amendments, the first in relation to liquidations and the second in relation to mergers, allowing Cayman companies now to merge. In B.V.I., we've now had 4 years of experience with the Business Companies Act, and in addition, B.V.I. has now introduced a new computer registration system called Virgin. Like any other growing industry, the offshore world is a competitive one. There are many other jurisdictions who try to provide cheap incorporation and maintenance services for companies. However, as this industry matures, it will be a question not of price, but on the ability of a particular jurisdiction to provide sound laws, internationally recognized standards, and professionals who are able to support the jurisdiction. In this regard, Bermuda, B.V.I. and the Cayman Islands are the jurisdictions which will be there when the tide of the world economy comes back in. Bermuda, British Virgin Islands and Cayman Islands Companies Law is now in its 3rd edition. It is published by Sweet Maxwell, Thomson Reuters. The first edition was published in 2004, and there have been many changes in the offshore jurisdictions during this period. For Bermuda, B.V.I. and Cayman Islands companies, there is no other text in the world today which provides a good commentary on the company law in these jurisdictions. Although no substitute for legal advice, the text will be a handy tool for any practitioner onshore or offshore, or any company secretary who wishes to get familiar with issues involving offshore companies.